Sean burst my eardrum. Yeah, he burst my eardrum. This is a hand sanitizer. This from Bath and Body Works cannot help. Wow, jeez. Hello everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel. Okay, so today we're going to be going through Levi's first aid box simply because I think a few things are expired and I need to go through, replace, but I also want to show you some of the things that I've packed in his box that I think are necessary. So stay tuned. Do I have lipstick on my teeth? Okay, first things first, I put back on my exact Valentine's Day outfit because I thought it was cute and nobody saw me in it. So I'm just going to wear it again. And I'm doing something different with the lighting. Drop a comment down below if you've noticed anything with the lighting because I feel like I'm... one little light down here. So anyway, moving on. So if you're a mom, if you have kids, especially if you have boys or a boy, they are always getting cut, scrape, head bump. And I don't know how long some of my followers have been following me, but I don't know if you remember, Levi love bump him eye. Remember Levi always have cocoa and ting on him face and eye and neck and head. Anyway, so for me, it made sense to keep all of my first aid things in one convenient area. I used to use a crate. So I would have like a little wire basket. And I've done a video similar to this before where I showed you what I had in my medical crates. What I would do is I'd have one in Levi's bathroom, have one in Remy's bathroom, and should something happen downstairs, I would know just run and get Remy's crate, run and get Levi's crate, and everything to fix any ailment would be right there. So it also helps on saving space as well, because sometimes if you have an upstairs, downstairs, maybe it would be good for you to have, you know, some first aid things downstairs and then have stuff upstairs, but then something happens and the things downstairs, you don't have enough of. So to save space and to just keep everything in one area, keep everything together, I have a first aid kit for Levi and a first aid kit for Remy. If something happens, I run and I get this, not a crate, this is a first aid box. And hopefully everything that I need for whatever has happened is in this box. So yeah, I just have to spend one time, fill this box with things and just know this is a box. Now, the wire basket was great. It looks really nice in the bathroom. Actually, no, it doesn't look that great because you can see everything in there. Anyway, for Levi, I got this box. This is great too, that if we're traveling, if we're not traveling overseas, I take this on no plane. But if we're going like for a day trip to the hills or to the beach or for a car ride or, you know, just over to Ochi or Mobe and there's space in the car, I can grab this. I must tell you though, he doesn't injure himself as much as he used to. This came up on my Amazon homepage and I like it. There's one in pink as well. I just got this one because it was a little costly, but at the time I think there was like a $20 off sale, so I did get it. I liked it because it looks like a first aid kit. Like you can't mix this up with, you know, another container in the house. And you know, I like to keep things in containers, keep everything together. So this is the first aid storage box. Easy to open. Levi knows how to open it. It opens like a caboodles. You remember caboodles? No, so you just go up and it opens. And at the top, we have one deep, half of it is a deep compartment where I have standing bottles. And here we have a tray at the top with another compartment at the bottom. So let's go through what I have. So as I open it, this small tray here, I'm just checking to see if everything is up to date, if I'm missing anything, because it is where Levi can reach. He takes things out, especially band-aids. Jesus. So I'm just checking the band-aids. We have a band-aid in here that needs to be thrown away. It's not in any wrapping. I have, this is really mean. I don't know why I have these in here. Alcohol prep pads, but we're not going to throw them out. Oh, they were expired in 2018. We are going to throw them out. Some of these band-aids look a little old. Like, you know, the what do you call it? The paper looks yellow. So I have band-aids here. I have a triple antibiotic ointment. I'm going to check the expiration date and that's 2022. We're going to keep this. This is a hand sanitizer. This from Bath and Body Works cannot help. Okay, this is like rubbing glitter, water on your hand. But I'm going to leave it in there. I have a Fusidin 2% ointment. This can also be used, this is 2022 as well. Okay, this is good. This can also be used, I believe, as what do you call it? Antifungal. No, not antifungal. This can be used as an antibiotic as well. So what I would do is before I put any of this stuff on, I would just go onto Google and research exactly, hey, what is this? Blah, 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 before I use it, just to make sure. I also have a Blistex. This is good. Like, you know, if you have a bust lip and the lip has a little scab on it. And then more alcohol prep pads that I believe are all 2018. So those are going to go. There was one really cool little thing that I had at the top here that I actually just lent to Tracy last week. It was an Arnica Stick. So I'm going to put a picture of that on the screen. So I'm big on Arnica, especially if you have kids that love to fall down. So what I do with Levi is I have the small little Arnica tablets downstairs in his container with all his vitamins. So if he bumps himself, if I bump myself, all the time I have bruises, I'll just pop a couple Arnica tab throughout the day. They're very small. They're like small like the eye on the Blistex here. Very small. So you just pop 2 every 4 hours, and it's homeopathic medicine. Make sure your finger, like the sweat on your fingers not to touch homeopathic medicine. Just pop 2. And then there was an Arnica stick where this stick was so convenient. So if he has a little bruise, bump head, I noticed Remy has a little bruise under her eye, I'll just rub it on there. I'll have this stick. Tracy, she bumped her leg, so she has a stick, and just rub up on her leg, on her bruise, and it will be gone in like a couple of days. One thing that I am missing that I'm going to write down is Bonjela or Oragel. So in case you get like a bust lip, bust mouth, teething, anything is hurting, a little bit of Bonjela or Oragel is missing from my tray here. All right. I'm not going to rebuy any alcohol prep pads just simply because alcohol really burns. I don't know why I have all of those. Anyway, they're expired. All right, we're going down deeper now into the medicine first aid kit here. All right, so we have alcohol. This would be more to clean the area, clean whatever. I would never put alcohol on a cut. I'll show you next what I will put on a cut. But alcohol would just be to clean anything that I'm going to be using, touching, tweezers, whatever I may need, clean the area where they're sitting or whatever. But I'm not going to clean the cut with alcohol, but I do have alcohol in my first aid kit. What I will use to clean the cut, and I recommend this, I've recommended this maybe in 3 or 4 other videos. It's actually in one of my top Amazon purchases. This is the Bandage Hurt-Free Antiseptic Wash. And it has a little bit of lidocaine in it, so that means it will help with the pain. You can just use this and you just squirt it on there. You can either put it on an alcohol pad, or sometimes I just squirt it on there and let it just wash the cut, wash all of the debris, the dirt, whatever off of there. I bought it in a pack of 3. I have these all over the place, especially when you have rough picnic. This, people, please. This is what you clean a cut with.
Damn, what is that, bro?
Oh, this stuff is so good. This must be expired. So this is MediFirst Cold Spray. You use this like ice. You use this instead of ice. So this is great to travel with. If you're going on a day trip or something like that, or you're on the road, in your car, in your bag, because you won't have an ice pack. So what it is say you bump your head. It's always a head in my house. And then you just hold it close to the area. Wow. Jeez. Backside. It sprays extremely cold. Wow. That's nice. So it sprays extremely cold. It's called cold spray. Uses like ice. Relieves minor pain and swelling from sprains, bruising, and concussions for minor sports in the injuries. So if you're somewhere can't get to ice pack quickly, this actually sprayed way colder than ice. Oh, never really sprayed myself with it because I didn't want to waste it, but I do need to buy more because it's expired. So if with the cocoa, what I would do is spray this for 2 seconds. You spray until, I don't know if you saw when I sprayed, my skin went white and frosty, and then I would stop. And then maybe like another 10 minutes later, spray again, because once you ice something, the bruising won't be that bad. The pain, of course, will be numbed for a little while. So I would definitely recommend one of these, especially I have one of them bumped pick-me. Was nice and cool. Hot to go heat pack. When your kids are growing, so I remember being a child and growing, and you'd have these weird pains, and it's because you're growing, like things are stretching up, so your hand may hurt you, your back may hurt you. So this almost looks, or it does look like an ice pack, and you see in there's like this little metal element. So once you pop that metal element, it releases something into the rest of the fluid and makes this into a heat pack. This is actually really cool to have as adults as well, just in case you need to like relieve any stress in your shoulders or in your back. I bought them and they were it came with 3 different boxes. So I just dropped into Levi's pack here just because I have them all over the house. So this is really cool. I have Calamine Lotion. What was this for? Who did get what? Calamine Lotion is good for drying up mosquito bites. It's good for drying up pimples. It's good for drying up, like if you get bitten by a jellyfish, man-o-war, anything like that. It will dry up any insect bites. I think you'll die from man o' war though. I got stung by a man o' war. But anyway, we'll talk about that another story time. So yeah, burn fix first aid burn dressing. Okay, so dealing with a burn is different from dealing with a bruise, a bump, is different from using your heat pack. Sterile trauma hydrogel burn dressing. So I've never had to use this, thank God. So this is for when you get burnt, you pop this open and it seems like there's almost like, you know, them face masks that come out jelly out of the, yes, so you have like a pad like that in some nice cooling liquid, and you just put that on the burn and it will feel nice and cool, or it won't feel as burny. I'm glad I've never had, burns are horrible. Safe for the use on facial burns and children. Okay. Yeah, I think this would be a good one to have. I'm glad I've never had to use it, but yeah, because burns you have to deal with very carefully. You can't just ice a burn. You know, you'll make it worse. Oh, this is such a good idea to have this in here. Is this expired? Yes, I need another one. Oh, but Jodi, what is it you're carrying on all crazy? So this is eye wash. So this is Baution Lum Advanced Eye Relief Eye Wash, Eye Irritating Solution. So just in case something goes in your eye and you're not able to wash it out, like dirt. You know, I'm not sure if they're fighting and playing dirt fight. I don't know what they're doing. Sometimes allergies. Sometimes just your eyes itchy and you know, just constant rubbing on it will make it worse. So we have some eye wash here just to, you know, eye irritating solution, and it comes with a little contoured cup just to wash out the eye. I think, let me not put this back though because it's expired. That's a great thing to have in the house. Actually that's anyway, some of the story. I'm full of stories here. We have some surgical sponges. So for example, if you have the wound or whatever, you spray, and then you have the surgical sponges here to kind of sop that up. I have 2 packs of those. It's like gauze, it's torn up gauze. And it's better to use a surgical sponge over cotton because a cotton ball or a cotton pad may leave behind little bits of cotton. So you won't get that very nice, clean, clean, you know? A couple of Q-tips in a bag or some more surgical gauze. Sometimes when you buy these, it will come together, so I don't throw them away, I just keep them together. I have a little pack of baby wipes, I guess just in case I need to wash my hands first before, or sorry, wipe my hands or wipe a seat or wipe something. I think baby wipes is a great addition to any first aid kit. I have, what's this? Elastic bandage, so I can just wrap the area should something happen. I have elastic bandage. Oh, more of that sterile gauze. Why do I, oh yes. Levi had a big bust head one time and it needed to have gauze on it. All right. Tegaderm. So what Tegaderm is, of course it's by 3M. So Tegaderm, here's what it looks like in the package. And if you can kind of see through the packaging there. So it's a clear waterproof Band-Aid. So when Levi had the cut on his head, he did have stitches in there. However, it's very difficult to tell a child, or you can't swim, you can't bathe, you can't wet your face, you can't go and do what the other children are doing because you have this cut on your face. Because Levi almost felt like it was a punishment, you know, it was an accident that happened why he got cut in his face. And then on top of that now, he can't go swimming with Sissy. He can't go, you know, out and play in the rain with them. They weren't playing in the rain, but you know what I mean. So I spoke to my doctor and he said, if you can get the Tegaderm, it's a Tegaderm film, you can just place it over the cut with the sutures. It won't get wet. He can swim and everything. My sutures will stay dry. The wound will stay dry. So get that so he can carry on about his little kiddie life. I believe the reason why I have so many of these is because they came in like a pack of 3. So this is like medical tape. It's sticky bandage. Oh yeah, it's like, oh, and it comes up into, okay. So it's like a medical tape thing. So I guess you could use it to tape on any gauze, cover your wound. You may need it. See if it just sticks. Probably use this to like hold up your boobs too. Medical tape is very good for holding up your boobs. So those are some of the items, or those are the items that I have in my first aid box there. I'm going to pack everything back. I'm going to purchase the things that are expired, repurchase those, and get back my Arnica Stick from my sister, because the Arnica is a really good idea to have in any first aid kit. But do you think I'm missing anything? Is there anything that, you know, you're like, Jodi, I cannot believe you don't have a blah, 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 blah. Drop a comment down below. What is a blah, blah, blah? And let me know, should I need a blah blah blah. I'll put a link in the description to some of the items that I have here. I'll put a link in the description for this first aid box. I also think if you have like a rental property and Airbnb, this is a good idea. This box here is a good idea to have, just because your guests will know that this is where the first aid things are. This looks like a first aid box. You can't mix it up with like a food storage container. So this would be a great idea if you have a rental property. As I said, just going to do some shopping, get back the things that are missing out of my little first aid kit here. And I hope you guys enjoyed my video, and I hope that you were able to see, you know, what you kind of need to have to put together, some of the necessities that I need when there's an accident. And you know, we haven't had an accident in knock on everything, knock on rotted. We haven't had an accident in a really long time, but I do like to be prepared, because with kids you just never know. You never know them if you ever a bump head. I'll also put a link in the description below to the little ice packs. So the one that I bought come in a pack of 4, and the ones I just got have like a little handle, so you can hold the ice pack, you know, to wherever the bump or bruise is, and the kids think it's great. They have little monster faces on them. So I'll put a link in the description to those as well. If you're a mom, especially if you have boys, get your first aid kit together. It doesn't have to be this fancy one here. It can be the metal crate like what I've showed you before, or you could just ram everything into like a gift bag or a Ziploc bag and just keep everything in one place. And if you know something happens, you know exactly where that bag, that kit is, to run and go and get it, so that you can help your child in case of an emergency. All right, everybody, that's it for my video today. Thank you so much for joining me. Have an amazing weekend, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Oh, actually, you know what I wanted to do? This is what I was supposed to be talking about while I was filming this video, and I completely forgot, because, you know, I just get very... All right, while I'm packing back the things in my video, this is so great. You know, when you think like your favorite show is over, and then you get like, you know, the credits, and they do those little bloopers. That's this. So exciting. So I wanted to talk to you about the time I had an emergency, and, you know, what we did, and, you know, all of that. Very interesting story. It's a story of when Sean burst my eardrum. Yeah, he burst my eardrum. So this was many years ago, and this was one of the first times that I'd be flying with him. Like, I'd be going on a trip with him, going on an airplane, and I'm sorry, I don't care. As long as I'm going on a plane, going to the airport, I'm so excited. I don't care if you want to call me country. I don't care what you want to call me. I love to travel. I love to dress. I dress up for the airport. Yeah, don't talk to me at the airport. You know, I'm very stush. I'm like, hey, with my ticket in hand. Hey, how are you doing? Yes, I remember you. I'm traveling, you know, and worse if I have a, what you call it, a pull case, pull suitie. You know what I mean? You know those little pull bags. Worse if I don't have the children, I'm like, you know, all dressed up. Hair. If the hair is blow dried, don't even say hello. Stushisha? Yeah. Anyway, it'd be one of the first times I'd be traveling with Sean. He was going to do a show somewhere, and he was like, you know, would you come with me? So I was like, okay, yes. No. Growing up, I had difficulty with my ears. I was always getting ear infections. My ears were always like, I actually had an inverted, it's not an inverted eardrum, like a hole in my eardrum. I don't know what it was. There was something wrong with my eardrum, and it wasn't round. There was a part on the eardrum where there was like a dip, almost like how a pore looks in a skin. So I don't know, what did they call it? It wasn't an ear, anyway. And they told me I would have to put a plug in it. And at the time, I was off my parents' insurance. So I would have to pay for it myself. And I was like, first of all, why would I be paying for a surgery that is, I put a plug in my ear? It's not like I'm going deaf. Well, I did lose some of my hearing. I lost quite a bit of my hearing. It was uncomfortable, like all kind of ear drama. Ear drama. Anyway. So this was like a regular thing for me to like have fluid on the brain, fluid in my ears. Like I kept feeling, I was like, yo, this lipstick is hicking. I was like, yo, I've water in my ear, and every minute I shove in the Q-tip down in my ear to clean out the water. By the way, a Q-tip is not to go. That's why all over the house, I have these fat Q-tips. You see the ones that have the little fat piece so you can't push it down too much? Because me, with the Q-tip them, I've had to be spoken to many times by many doctors, by, what the airman call a special ear doctor? An aeriologist? No. ENT. Cute. I've been spoken to by the ENTs like, Jodi, a Q-tip is not to go down in your ear. It can actually deposit some of the little cotton pieces in your ear. Like, don't do that. So this is just a disclaimer. Don't dig down in your ears with the Q-tip. I was trying, and I'm like, mommy, there's like water in my ear. There's water in my ear. So this was Sunday dinner. And I will remember this always. My father's mother, Peggy, she was still alive. And she's looking at I believe we've finished dinner. And I keep saying, Grandma, Ma, I have water in my ear. And I keep jumping to one side, trying to get it out. I'm like, there's water in my ear, there's water in my ear. This is so strange. This is uncomfortable. Like, it's not coming out. So Sean says, I have a good idea. Come. So I was like, oh, he goes, lie down right here. I'm going to suck it out.
What?
Yeah. That makes sense. That makes so much sense. Okay, yes, this is perfect.
What the?
My grandmother sat in a chair. She did not say anything. She just watched. She sat there. Very graceful woman. I mean, my grandmother, she was just... it's almost as if she knew what was going to happen. And she sat in her chair and she watched. I lay down in Sean's lap because I was like, oh my gosh, babe, he's going to fix this. He's going to make everything better, because I said, definitely that's what it needs. Like, the water needs to come out. So, the little bit of tickling, lips on my ear, and Sean goes, and all of a sudden I just hear, and I'm like, yes, I can hear. Sean looks horrified. My grandmother's face, she's looking directly at us, and she's facing us, and she's like this. Her face changes from to absolutely horrified. And I'm like, yes, oh my gosh, I can hear. I stand up. Sean cannot say anything. Like, he's like looking at me. And he's like, Joe, there's blood. And I go like this, and he has popped my eardrum. Like, proper pop. That's not the worst part. In 2 days, we're supposed to be traveling. And I'm like, how do I travel with a burst eardrum? Anyway, I get to the doctor. I get on antibiotics, and I express my concerns to the doctor. I'm like, I'm traveling. What do I do? And the doctor says, well, I'll give you extra pain medication. It's not like it can further pop, but you do need to kind of maybe equalize the pressure in your ears while you're landing and while you're taking off, just so that it's a little bit more comfortable. So when I go on the plane now, I said to the flight attendants, I was like, listen, I have a little bit of a problem. I actually popped my eardrum 2 days ago. And just to be a little bit more comfortable, the doctor was saying that you'd be able to help me with some cups. So she's like, yeah, okay, no problem. So she gets 2 plastic cups, and she puts some tissue at the bottom of them and wets the tissue. And she says, when we're taking off, you're going to put the cups over your ears. And this will help to equalize the pressure in your ear cavity while you're taking off and while you're landing. Well, fancy good girl when they walk through the airport with her bag and pan and looking all fancy and, good afternoon. Yes, I'm traveling today. Passport, ticket. This is me on the plane with 2 plastic cups over my ears. Guess who was sitting beside me laughing? Like him never bust my eardrum 2 days ago, and I'm just there with these plastic cups. Okay, no man. So, there's no moral to my story. It was just my little first aid dilemma, and there's absolutely nothing in this first aid kit here that would help with a burst eardrum. You know what would help with a burst eardrum? Do not try to suck out the fluid in anybody's ears if they have a burst eardrum. That's not what's in there. That liquid sound, that's a warning. That's a warning that you need to go to the doctor, not for somebody to come and remove the liquid. So yeah, now you know. You know that thing from NBC? With the rainbow? Alright, everybody. And that's it now for my YouTube video. I hope you had just as much fun as I did. Bye, everybody. See you soon. Hey!